Good morning, friends. Welcome back to the channel. This is Tanya at Sidegigcrafts, and I am so very glad you're here today. You guys, I'm looking for something to do, and it's been a minute since I've been in my craft room, but I'm trying to find some things to do for I've got an event coming up, and I don't have enough Christmas to put out there. But look, I've got some half-finished books that I started, and they've got pages and things in them, and why didn't I finish these? I don't know. So today I'm going to see if I can get any of this done. And I've got two that are already started with the binding on them. And then I have a third one that has some extra pages and things I can use, but is still put together. So today what we're going to do, and a hairband that I need to throw away or something, I don't know. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to take this one apart. I'm going to show you how to put the binding together. And then we're going to see how much of this we can get done, because I need some books for my event. So hang out with me. I'll show you what we need and what we're going to do next. Okay, my friends, I found some papers. And I found okay, here's what we're going to do. These papers are 6x8, and these are going to be my inside covers. They are the perfect size for these books. So 6x8 is perfect to fit inside. These are going to be the cover that's going to go underneath here. Now I don't want to, actually, why am I trying to cover that? It's got the little golden book. Did I cover it in these other ones? I did not. But I think I might in this one, just to make it a little more festive. So first thing we need to do is we need to cut this book. And this is the part that makes a lot of people really nervous. It's like, it doesn't have to. It's okay. It's okay. This book is, this one's not even, I don't think, well, it's got a UPC on it, so this one's probably not even all that old. Should have probably taken this sticker off. That would have been a good idea. But perhaps we could decorate this side too if we need to. I'll deal with that sticker later. Looking for my blade. This is a really good paper cutter. Unfortunately, I think my blade is pretty dull. Yeah, my blade's pretty dull on this one. I need a replacement. But, okay, I haven't done this in so long, I'm overthinking it. Now, if you look on the spine here, you'll see it's pretty smooth, right? And you can't really reach into there and cut anything. This is, there's two staples, one here and one here. You can see how they're bumped up right there. That's because there's staples underneath that tape. So what we want to do is we're going to kind of come in here and cut around those staples. Just cut the paper. Now you could just take a knife and cut all the way down here, but I don't like to do that because then you end up losing part of your pages. But if you cut this, you'll expose that staple. Can you see it? Right there. And then you can take a blade or something, screwdriver, something that won't bust, and pull those up. Be careful not to poke yourself. All right, and then we're going to do the same thing on the top one. Cut around that staple. Pop that paper up. Now, if you wanted to use these, because I did not tear those papers up, if you wanted to reuse this spine, you could use it somehow. You just glue those papers back in place and you can hardly tell that it's been changed or altered. So lift those up and don't poke yourself like I just did, because that's dangerous. And now I'm bleeding. It's awesome. Okay. Now that those are up, we should be able to open this. Let me put this up. We should be able to open this and gently pull this up off those staples. Look how easy that was. Okay, just a little blood. It's okay. It'll heal. And then we can take this. Now there is a little glue in there, but not much. And you should be, well, that's not cool. Sorry, guys. Sorry. We'll use that page for something else. I'll fix it. All right. We'll cut it down and make it into something else. I'm not putting it in a book. And then on this side, there's also the other side of the staples, obviously. So we can cut that paper and pull them out of that side, which probably is what I should have done to begin with. Which makes me think, you know, okay, so here's an idea I have not had until today. Wondering how people kept that foil. We're going to try something a little different, something I haven't done before. Of course, I wanted to put fabric on. I'm trying not to get blood on here again. I could take a moment and go get a Band-Aid or something. Right here should be. And we can pop this out. Or, ooh, we could just do this even easier. We don't have to pop that out. We can just press it down. We're going to cover this anyway, so we don't really need to pop those out on that side, as long as they're flat and not dangerous. We can do that. So let's do it that way instead. Okay, so here's something I was thinking of. If you wanted to leave that gold foil, we can make that our spine. And I kind of like that idea. Maybe the fabric that I was going to use on the outside, we'll use on the inside instead. So let's do that. So, excuse me. I'm going to take a little glue. I'm going to glue that foil back down. It should be fairly easy to do. As long as my glue is working. Okay. We'll just put a tiny touch of glue in there and push that back in place. And the same here. And then what we need to do is look at how wide this spine is. I think it's going to be about 1 inch. It's going to be about, yeah, we're going to do 1 inch. I had cut a spine that was 2 inches because my other books are 2 inches, but we're doing this one different. So let's cut it to 1. And if we need to, I've now got 2 pieces. So let's see how this works. We'll put this on the inside, right here. And yeah, I may need the 2 to make it strong enough. Okay, we can do that. We'll just glue these on. Make sure it's pressed down real nice. Then what I think I'll do is instead of using that fabric on the outside, I'm going to use it on the inside spine. And then I don't think I'll need to cover the inside of the book then with those other, the 6x8s, but I still think I like it. We'll use those to decorate inside for sure. And then let's glue this one down. We should have a really nice, strong spine then. Okay. All right. And then if that's the case, I had a strip of fabric that I could use. It's already cut to a good size. And we'll just put this right here. I need to trim it up just a little bit. Right about here. I hope you guys are doing good. Have you been crafting? Let me know what you've been working on. Christmas is sneaking up on us pretty quick. I didn't realize how soon it is already. I don't think I've made a single Christmas card yet, you guys. That's terrible. That is terrible. Life has been pretty busy over here, though. So I'm not going to be mad about it, but I definitely did not do my usual Christmasing this year as far as crafting goes. There we go. Get right in those corners really nicely. Make sure that they're covered so that they hold the fabric really well. We have got a book cover right there, and that should fold nicely. Make sure that you get right here in the corners so that they go glued in really well and you don't have any lifting. And we'll let this dry a little bit before we mess with it too much. So I'll probably need to add some glue in here. I already know I do. And here too. This side not as much because I glued out pretty far. Okay. So there, so we'll have that will be our binding, okay? And then when we do our signature, we'll make sure we sew into here or either side. We'll even it out so it looks nice. What do you think about that, guys? All right, so that's a new way to do it. Well, it may not be new, but it just came to me. So for me it is. I haven't done it that way before. Now what we could do, what I was talking about doing the covers for the side, the front and the back, we could take some of these papers if I was going to do it. Let's see if we can find something pretty that we would like. We do a flannel. That kind of looks dull against that fabric though. I don't think I would do that. I don't like the flowers. I'm not a fan of that. Love that, but that's a lot. Love the pine cones. Love the green, love the wood, love this green. Which would I use? I also love the sweater. I think if I was going to use any of these, I would probably, because I'd have to have two, the same or similar, I would probably use those two. What do you think? Should I do it? It's pretty darn cute. I like the pine cones, but I only have one. I like that one, but I only have one. This is too much. Actually, it's not. It's really pretty. I only have one of those too. So I think that's what we would use. What do you think? What do you think? I kind of think I should. I like it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm just going to glue this down. Why not? Okay. We'll just go right over that fabric and everything. Now, if your paper is slightly too big for the book, you can always take a sanding block and sand the edges of it, which is probably what we're going to do in a minute, because I can feel it going over just slightly. And I want it to be even so it doesn't show on the front, because it's going to look weird if it's sticking out. It's going to look sloppy, so we don't want that. Do the same thing back here. We've got our cover. Okay. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Make sure they're pressed down nice. You don't want any lifting over time. go. And there's a little glue showing right now, but it'll dry clear, so it won't show. So that's okay. And then what I'm going to do is take my sanding block, one of these little dudes, and I'm just going to go around the edge and sand that paper back. And that might take a little while, but that's what I'm going to do. So I'll be back when it's done. All right, so I've got that all sanded. Let's go ahead and look at the pages and see what we're going to do. Now, normally I would take the pages and keep them in the order of the story. However, I have to tear that I had to tear that back page off since it's got my DNA on it. I wouldn't want anybody to replicate me, so we're going to actually pull these out of order this time and do it a little differently. I'm kidding about duplicating myself, although I wouldn't want to meet myself duplicated, but I am kidding, just so you know. There's a single page, but we're just going to take these apart. I'm not worried this time if they're in order or not. It'll be fun to just have them in here. I still want to use them, of course. So I'm going to take them apart. We're going to put it, I'm going to make 2 signatures, one on either side of that crease. So we'll just split them. This one's going to go, you know, I'm tempted to use this image on something decoratively. I think we're going to pull these to a side. So we'll have 2 signatures. I don't have much pages left. And that leaves 2 of these per signature. And that's fine. I'm going to obviously need some more. So I'm going to look for things through my stash, like Christmas songs. I know I've got some sheet music. I've got these, which are actually, I had folded up and put in here. Oh, Jingle Bells. There's that paper I was looking for. We're putting one of those in each of these signatures. And let's see, should we put some others? We'll put these 2. That's plenty of those. We don't need to fill the book up with pockets, although that would be cute. I'm going to get some music paper and some other, maybe some graph paper. I don't know. I'm going to go through my box and we're going to find some other fun things to put in here. We'll create our signatures. I'll tell you how I came up with what I came up with, and then we'll start putting them together. All right, as I went through my stash, I found some things that I had pulled for other projects that I never ended up using, and came up with some new ones. So we've got our 2 signatures. I found, oh, I should go back through my cards too. I found this little card that we can use. Either we could use this as a journaling card, which it's perfect for, or we could use it as a page. Well, we're going to have to use it as a journaling card, because unless I put a hinge on it, which I could do, but you know what, we'll use it as a journaling card. I think I've got more cards that we can put in there for pages. So I did pull some other things, just some advertisements and things that would be kind of fun to use in here. Some vintage stuff that I had, and some of it has to do with farming, some of it has to do with actually that works, because we've got, you know, Jingle All the Way. It's kind of a reindeer theme, right? So that actually kind of works. I didn't even think about that way, but we'll do that. So we'll just fold these and put them in. Now this one, I was thinking about cutting it in half, so it's only, I think I'm still going to do that. This is an iron-on transfer for sewing. So it came in a book. Oh, I tossed it in the pile. Full of transfers, and it's old, but I thought let's use it. It's different, it's unique, it's old, it's pretty, it's nostalgic. That's a good way to put it. I did find some of my recipe cards that I have stained in the past, so I coffee dyed these at some point. Actually, there's only one that says recipe, but that's okay. We can use those as decorative things. We've got, oh, I found some Christmas paper, some Christmas songs, I mean. That one's not, Be a Little Sunbeam is not a Christmas song. Hark the Herald Angels Sing. Put that in there. And then There Is No Name So Sweet, Will My Dreams Come True. That one's not necessarily Christmas, but I needed another one. And then Hark the Herald Angels Sing, Silent Night, Holy Night. I put this one on this side, and then this one. I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day. That one's obviously a Christmas song, so we'll put this one over here. So we've got a start of a signature here. It's not a lot yet. I still need some pages, but I've got plenty of cardstock and scrapbook paper to use too. So, oh, I wanted to use this one. After Christmas Tyco Train Sale. And we're going to cut this one in half-ish. Actually, I think I want to trim this back so it's not all torn on the top here. This paper, let's see that this one has a date on it. If it has a year. I don't see a year. Donny Osmond. If that helps you figure out how old it is. The Who. Vicky Carr, Rolling Stones. Extra discount sale. $5, basically they're $5. Ooh, $5 records as low as $1.69. When could you get a record for $1.69? That's crazy. All right, we'll just cut this. I'm not measuring it in half. I'm just kind of eyeballing it because either way, it's going to be shorter than my book. I already know. And how did I do? That's pretty good eyeballing right there. That's just a tiny little bit of a gap, about 1/4 of an inch, and it's crooked. So hey, that's pretty good. So we'll use this in there. Using some of these things up. Now I do have this also. I thought this might be kind of fun to use the Jello recipe pages. I'm gonna see if I can take that staple out so I don't tear the pages up. They're so colorful. Because we want all different things. What makes you think of Christmas? That's what you want. You want recipes, maybe for desserts. You want music because we sing songs. I don't tear up Bibles, guys. So I would say, you know, biblical, maybe a Bible story. We don't tear up Bibles. You know, and if you're not into the biblical story, then maybe storybooks like Frosty the Snowman, stuff like that. Anything like that, maybe. Old storybooks. Whatever makes you think of Christmas. That's what you want. Should I just use all of the? I don't know. It's a lot. 1, 2. I guess it's not. We could just do 3 and 3. Okay, we'll put 3 and 3. That way we'll have plenty of those. And let's see, I've got some cardstock too. We could use some of these. I wonder if this is too wide. Of course it's not too wide. We'll put that there. I've got some of these. These are white on the other side too. I've got a guest check. We could make this. I'm gonna take this piece off and we'll just use the white piece because that one has something on it and I don't think it was intended, so it might just be dirty. I'm not sure. Let's cut the edges off of here. And we'll just use these two. And if we don't need to use all of these in this book. I'm going to just cut the edges off because I might use some in the other ones. Because I've got those other 2 books we got to do too, or I've got to do. So what I don't use in this one, I can use in those 2. Okay, so let's put a couple at least. I've got 1 piece there. We'll put 1 here. And then let's switch it up. So we'll put 1 here. And 1 here. And I've got all that paper represented. Okay, so we'll use the rest for the other book. And then that's 2 of each. Okay, now I could use this as a page also. Just a little tiny insert page kind of thing, which I think I'm gonna do. And then I'm gonna let's look through some cards and see if we've got some Christmas cards we could use in there real quick. I don't know that I do, but it's worth a shot. Oh, except that everything just fell all over. I did some cleaning in here, you guys, the other day, and Chloe came over and we were looking for some stuff. I could probably try to get these up on the desk. There's some envelopes. Oh, there's a frame. That's pretty cool. I'm going to figure out how to use that. And we went through some stuff and I was able to sort and clean as I went. So I had a clean spot on my floor. I actually did. And now it's not anymore. Ooh, even better. Let's put those back. That's cute. I didn't know I had those. I like that. That's going to be, it's kind of a red pattern, so it goes great for Christmas, right? I've got Get Well Wishes. I'm just briefly looking through here, guys. My box won't fit on the desk right now, so I'm sorry about that. But I'm briefly looking through just to see if I've got something fun that's Christmas related or that can work that way. That could work that way. Is it a full card? What does it say on the inside? Yeah, we can use that. How about... Oh, those are wedding. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, nope, nope. And that might be it. I know I don't have a lot that's in this box. I've got a box of cards that I got from thrifting and stuff. And I just kind of put them all in one box. I should separate them out into holidays and such, but I have not done that yet. One day, one day. Let's see, it would take up more space if I do that, I think. We could do this one. Oh, nope, that's Healing Love. That's a Get Well Soon. Nope, that won't work. All right, you guys, that might be it. I can't believe I don't have more Christmas ones. I need to make some cards. Definitely. Would that work? Speedy Recovery. No. Come on now. That looks more spring, doesn't it? Anything, anything, anything. Nope. I think we're good. I think that's it. I think that we're just, that box is done for today. Okay. So that's where we're at. And I think we're fine. So let's put that one there, that one there. We can use, okay, let me just double check. I'm thinking of you today and I want to tell you I'm ever so happy to have a special friend like you. I like that. It's not a Merry Christmas. It works. Let's take one of these out. These are old as heck. They're not very sturdy either. So whatever I do, I'm gonna have to put a stronger piece of paper behind there and we'll frame it somehow. Or we'll turn it into, we can turn it into a pocket, would probably be a great idea. Let's just use 2 of them. Why not? All right, we'll use 2, 1 on each side. Thanks for the ideas, guys. Okay, now, where's that? Using up my stash. Nothing wrong with that. I don't have a lot of plain paper in here. I don't know that we need it. Let's see how full this is. It's already getting pretty full. And the reason for that is because there's so much going on layers. And then when we put decorations and things in it, it's just going to get fuller. So I think we're in a good place. Now, because we did the binding the way that we did it, you'll see that these pages don't fit anymore. So we're going to have to trim them up anyway. But I want to trim from the open side, not this side, because we're going to use this side as, you know, we need that side to be held together. Or we can trim that side and then hinge it. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, I think that might be a better idea, because if I cut this side, I'm going to cut the horse's head off, which would be a bummer. But honestly, is it that big of a bummer? Because it's going to make it a lot easier. Let's just do that. We're just going to do that. Okay, let's see how wide this book, once again, is. I think it was 6 inches, right? Yep, it's 6 inches. So we're going to need to trim these at 6 inches. Make sure all of your, if you cut them at once, make sure all of your folded side is on the same side so you don't cut them apart. Or you could technically take them in the book and fold them in like this, but I don't want to do that. Don't want to. So 6 inches, probably 5 7/8 would be even better. Just to make sure everything fits inside. And we'll make sure we go through all the layers. All right, we don't need those pieces anymore. Split them back up, so 2 and 2. 1 in each set of signatures. I'm not worried about which ones. Excuse me. Oh, I'm so sorry. All right, I'm going to put these signatures together. We'll come back. I'll show you how to sew them in. All right, guys, we've got this put together. Look, and if any of your pages are sticking out like that one is, just make sure you adjust them and that they're the right size. I think this one's just sticking out a little bit because it was crooked. That's it. So, or you can trim them up, whatever you need to do to make them fit properly in your book. There we go. We've got a book coming along. This is pretty quick and easy, isn't it? All right, so next is the signature pages, or the signatures, and getting them sewn in. If you've never sewn in a signature before, we're going to do that today. If you have and you know what you're doing, you can fast forward if you want to, but I'm going to show you how to do this. We're going to need an awl or a pokey tool. We're going to need a needle. We're going to need some, we're going to use some wax thread. I think I'm going to use this gold because it'd be, maybe not that one. Which one do you think I should use? That one or this one? Let's use this one. This is wax thread. It's for book binding, and it's just got a coating of wax over it. Makes it smooth and strong. And we're going to get out our needle. What did I just do with those? There we go. And I have a favorite one that works pretty well. I like that one. It's probably not as sharp as it should be anymore because it's the one I always seem to pick. But here we go. All right. Up there, put that there. Now, the best way to do this is to take some clamps like those. I got these at Dollar Tree, but any kind of clamps you can find will do. And make sure that your pages are nice and tight together, right where you want them. Clamp them. This is the best way to get them to set up easily in. That one's not going to be clamped down at all. I'm going to move it up a little bit. And to make sure that your holes are aligned well. So now you can measure this. If you're the measuring type, you can totally measure this, but I'm going to eyeball. And so what I'm going to do is make it like a taco. Find the middle, or measure the middle. You're going to put this in here, fold it like a taco, and then push that all through. Make sure your hole is large enough to catch, so that the needle doesn't catch in there or get stuck. And then you want to go down about 1 inch from the bottom. Do the same thing. and an inch from the top, and do it again. All right. Now I'm going to take this, and I'm going to line it on here, and I'm going to mark my page, or my spine. I don't always do this, but sometimes it helps. So I'm going to go ahead and use a marker and mark it. These will not show once we get the signature in there. Don't make them too big, but... And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over here to this one. Well, and I'm going to mark this one as well. And then scooch this over, and we're going to mark this side. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and sew this one real quick. I mean, you can do this in different order if you want to. It's not going to matter. I'm just kind of marking so I know where to go. You want about 1.5 of the length of the book, approximately, in thread. 2's probably better. Now I want my ends to be on the inside so that I can tie a charm in there. So I'm going to stick this through the middle hole. I forgot to poke the holes in the spine. So let's go ahead and poke these holes too. Especially because we've got that extra cardboard in there. So it's going to be a little hard to poke later. So we'll poke that in there. That might be hard. Just make sure that your hole is big enough for your needle to fit through. You don't want it much bigger than that because then it's going to be gaping. You don't want to do that. Watch your fingers on the other side because this thing is sharp. Okay. So once we get that through there, we're going to need to go back through the hole here as well, through the spine. And pull it through this way. Make sure you leave a tail on the inside, and then you're going to come up to the outside, go to the top, and make sure that that goes all the way through your book, through those holes in the top of the signature. And I am ripping something here. What's happening? There we go. We'll use some tape and fix that, no problem. Just a little tissue tear. And then we'll go to all the way past the middle one to the bottom one. Poke that through and then through the bottom. Now, one thing you could do here too, before you put these and go all the way through, you can add charms to this. You could add beads to this, which would be really cute too. So you could do some different things like that, or buttons would be fun. I'm going to be putting a tassel on here with jingle bells, so I don't really want to distract from that. So I'm going to leave that alone. Put this, go all the way back into the middle hole, making sure that you don't catch that first stitch, and come up through the middle. Did we get it? Oh, maybe, yep, there we go. And it's a little off, and that's okay. It's okay. And we're going to pull this as tight as we can. Take the needle off. And then tie it. These strings need to be on either side of this one so that they hold that one down when they're tied. Okay, we'll do a double knot. And then I like to tie a bow and leave some string on here for charms. I don't always tie charms on it, and even if I decide not to, the recipient may want to. So I just like to do that and leave a big bow. Okay, and then we can take our clamps off. We'll put some tape on that later. and then we'll be ready for signature number 2. I'm going to go ahead and do that one off camera since we already did one. And I'll come back and we'll start working on these journals. All right, just like that, our signatures are all sewn in. You can see the threads here on the outside. We've got all the pages are sewn into the book. Lots of different things to look at. Super cute. Some recipes. We've got that frame in there. Got some, these are going to be pockets. We're going to glue the insides of those together. So there's just a lot going on. So that's great. We are halfway through the hard part. Actually, we are through the hard part. Next is the fun part. So let's start gluing these down. See if I can keep my glue working today. Maybe, maybe not. Might have to get out different glue. I actually gave Chloe some of my glue the other day, so I may not have an alternative. Might have to just make this work. Thank you, glue. All right, so there should be a few of those, 4 of those to do. Actually, 8 of those to do. Once we do that, I think we're going to work on these little frames here. I think that would be the next step, because I know what I want to do with those. We could actually even, one of the things we could do with this too is turn it into a pocket and hide this. We could tape that down and hide this and turn it into a pocket this way just by attaching it. And that might be a good alternative for at least one of them. I put them in the center on both of them. So maybe we'll just do that with both of them. Oh, nope, that one's not the center. And that's okay. Cool. We'll have two different ways to do it. I think we'll just focus on this book today. I think we've got plenty to focus on. This one needs to be glued. All right, so the next, and I actually have some acetate right here. I want to get some acetate that's going to fit that. Done, right there. That works well. And let's cut a second piece. Because they're the same size, I can cut 2 pieces. All right, and then this one's bigger, so I'm going to put it on this one. It's got a little muck on it, but I saw that when I put it in there, so it's got room so that won't show. We'll just put some tape around this one. Can you guys hear Gretchen snoring? She's at it again. She's been having it rough. There have been a lot of changes here at the house, and she has not quite figured out how to handle it. So she hasn't been sleeping well at night. But she'll figure it out. She's going to be okay. Okay. Put that there. Make sure all that tape is covered, and it's not. So here's what I'm going to have to do. So I put this too far up. Let's see if I can kind of scratch that back a little bit. I should have put it around the paper window instead of the acetate frame. That's what I should have done. That would have been a better option. Put this is a way to fix it, I think. Can it work now? Mostly. Let's get some of this down here too. I'm just kind of pushing that back with my thumbnail to make it more narrow so that it will fit better. And just pulling that tape back towards the edge, and that should work out just fine. There we go. Okay, that's better. Now it's not showing. There is just a little bit. Doggone it. That's okay because it's on the outside, so I can work with that still. Now, I want to go ahead and put something on the back of this so that it can be a pocket. And we'll put a thumb notch here too. We'll use this one. And then how about something like this? Ooh, let's put maybe this one. And that's the perfect size, really, for that pocket. It sticks out just a little bit, which I don't mind. Isn't that cute? Okay. And then we can just do that. We'll just glue here. And then all the way down this way and this way. And we're set. Now we've got a little pocket there. We can put something fun in. And then we could do something decorative on this side to make it pretty. Whether it's stamping or stenciling, something like that maybe. I like how that turned out. Okay, and then we've got one more in the next signature. And you know, as floppy as these are, I'm not liking it. So I'm thinking about cutting these a little shorter. They're just too long. Or I could fold it. Just fold it in maybe. Leave it alone and fold it in. Should I do that? I don't know. We'll see. If I don't like that, what that's feeling in the book, I'll just cut them. So I'm going to do the same thing on the side. Now, because this one is in the middle, I'm going to go ahead and actually go ahead and cut these because they won't show. So I'm going to cut them short enough that I can just tape them down. What is that thread? From the flannel. That's from the flannel. Okay, so we'll just tape those. It won't show, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so that won't show because that's going to be folded. And the other piece of acetate is right here. We learned our lesson on the first one, so we're going to put the tape directly onto the paper instead of the plastic. And that will hold it down. Okay. There we are. Pull up those papers. And then place the acetate. Make sure it's nice and clean and that your acetate should cover. Now here's the difference, is that your acetate should cover this tape on this side because otherwise it's going to stick your envelope together. So I could have used more narrow tape, I guess. That would have helped. Or made my acetate bigger. That would have been helpful as well. So here we are. Okay. My thought is, since I did that by accident, I think I'm just going to make this pocket smaller. We're just going to go like this. Then it doesn't matter if it's shut. And we'll leave that wide that way. Hold it this way. And we'll tuck it, we'll cut a thumbnail here, or a thumb notch here too. Okay, just a little one. There we go. And then you can put a photo in here. We'll put something cute. I'm not sure what yet. Maybe this goes in there. Maybe that's, no, that's too big. That's going to be too big. You could have also backed that paper on the inside with something like this to make it even more decorative. Maybe put the backing. You could still do it. You could even just put this in as a little note or something too. I think what I will do, is cut it. And glue it in there. Okay. And I only need it where the window is, so push it all the way there. Try to make it straight because it is a pattern that you will be able to tell if it's crooked. So we'll put it straight. And then, because I have some hanging off the edge, we'll trim that. Oh, we'll have to trim this a little bit more this way. I'm not going to be able to get it straight, so let's do it. Oh, can I do it that way? Do it this way. Use this backwards. Okay, so that should be lined up real good. All right. So that trims the back of it too. And then I will take my punch again and we'll punch this one more time. There we go. That worked. Okay, so now we've got a cute little pocket here. And we've covered up the inside, so it didn't matter if I left them long or not. Well, actually, the one is still open, isn't it? So there we go. We've got those. I do want to put something fun into there. So I think I'd like to look through my stash again and see if I've got something fun for that. So give me just a minute. Okay, friends, I have pulled a couple pictures from my faux family collection. And I really love her. And I think that she needs to go in here. Even though it's more of a spring, I don't know, it's a warm picture, but it's so cute. And I would love to have it in here. Thinking about trimming it there. I've thought about putting her here. But then I came across this one. And thought she's perfect too because of the winter scene behind her. So let's make something. I think we're going to make something out of this one for this spot. And I found a couple other pictures too, but I think she's going to go in here. Now the other one, because remember we have two of those frames, I put in, where is it? This photo of this old Christmas tree. Isn't that cute? I love it. And the dog sitting there. So this one went in here. I just used it, just regular photo, just like that. And then this one, I think we should make like a journaling card tag to fit in there. Would be appropriate. So, put these other pictures up here for now. Let's make something cute with this one. We have this paper in the back, so I don't need that one again. I would love to do... more green based something green. Oh, I have this one. It's a whole piece, but what about, wouldn't that be cute? It looks like little snowballs, doesn't it? Let's cut it and use this one. We might still be able to use the other side, so I won't, oops, well, unless I, ruin it or something. I don't know what happened there. I might need a new blade. Oh, and then I'll need to do this one too. Or I could make it a little card. That's a great idea. Thank you for that. Whoever shouted that out. They said, no, Tanya, make a card out of it. Great idea. So maybe that's their Christmas card. I do remember we glued this one a little shorter, so I think we're going to have to cut it closer to the picture size. So we'll put this how big is that? That's 4.5. So we'll go to 4 3/4 and see if that fits. We're going to cut it on this side because it's cleaner. Let's see if that fits. And how well it fits. That fits pretty well, actually. Okay, so we'll do that. And then this will go here. I think I'm going to trim a little bit of the outside of this picture. Just a little bit. Just a sliver. All the way around. I kind of want it to keep its white borders, but trim off some. Okay. I think that'll be a better fit. Right there in the middle. This is burning me, so we're going to clean that edge up too. So give me that back. Okay. Now I would like to put a little frame around her, maybe some, I have gold metallic paper that would be very cute, or could use a gold color. And do I have any nearby? I should. I could use a brown too, would be nice, but it's kind of not very festive, right? If you were doing a Christmas card, you wouldn't put brown. You would put gold, although that's really pretty. Oh, my shelf just fell. That's great. Great job, Tom. All right, be right back. Okay, I thought I'd like gold metallic. I couldn't find any solid gold metallic, so this is what I did find, and I think this is just a little bit too busy. It's cute in its own way, but we'll use that for something else. But I did find, this is the brown I had before. I did find this gold color, and I do like that a lot. So I think that's what we're going to use, okay? Okay, so let me see again how big this was. This is 4 3/4 by 3 3/4. So 4.5 by 3.5 should work. Is that 4.5 by 3.5? Should be plenty. In fact, that might actually be a little bit too big because yeah, that's way too big. I don't want a big border like that. So let's go a little bit more. Oh, you know what though? That would be cute if we put this here, and then we could put a little message right here, like Merry Christmas or something. I think I'll still make it a little bit smaller though. All right, there we go. So we'll put this here. And we'll go ahead and glue this down. Feels good to use some of these pictures. I haven't used enough of them. Okay, and then I need a little towel. Ooh, you know what though? That's going to offset it, so it won't be in the center. think that'll be okay. So this will go here. Make sure my card opens to the right way. I do want it to be, well, I guess it's fine. Okay. I need to get some more gilding wax, guys. I think my gilding wax is gone or disappeared, and I know that the acrylic is, so I think that needs to be on my shopping list today. Something I need to order because I use it a lot. Okay. Now, I wonder what I could type here or put here. What do you think? We could do greetings. Would work. That would work. I don't think I think my stamps are too big for seasons greetings, but I think we could do greetings. We're going to use these snappy ones. These are actually got from Amazon. If you put snapping stamps, I think it'd probably come up. Or we could put, well, I don't know. Let's see. Let's just put greetings. I'll need that. I'll need that. And you can just make your word. Don't need that. I do need G. I'll just put the ones in here I don't need. I do need an S. You could put Christmas and put a year on it. That would be really cute. I need an I. I don't think I have one yet. Did I get an R? I don't remember. I do need an I. I need an N and a G. There's a G. I don't know if I got what I need. Let's put them together and see. All right. Gretchen, go lay down somewhere. Okay, EET. What is the matter? Why aren't you on your little bed? Greetings. I need an N. Oops. Need another G, don't I? Oh, there it is. Greeting. Zzz. I have other stamps. I guess I could have used something like make your, I don't know, something else that I think this will be fine. But see, you know, I probably could put seasons on there. SEASONS. Could I put 2 of these on there? I probably could. Should I do that? We can do that. All right, well, you know how I snapped them together, so I'm going to go ahead and put the season's greetings on here. Be right back. All right, super simple. We got season's greetings stamped on there, so it's a little card, a little, you know, journaling spot. Perfect, right? And then that'll just slip in there. Let's see how it looks. Dun, 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 dun. It's going to be a little tight, but that's okay. And then the message will show just like that. Oh, I love it. Isn't that cute? I think it turned out great. And then we can decorate around the frame if we want to, which I think I want to, but I'm not sure how just yet. So I'm not going to do that just yet. In fact, I think for today, because I've got so many stops and starts, we've got a lot done to get this book together. I think we're going to call it a day for now and come back and work some more on it later on. So for now, guys, thanks for being here and joining in. And if you feel like commenting, let me know how you're doing. Make sure to comment below. I hope you're all having a fantastic holiday season. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.